Hello subscribers of Zabas of the Water, it is the Canadian Wifier here. I post a variety of content on my channel, anywhere from Ubers to NU, basically everything but Little Cup. So hey, I'd be a great supplement to Zabaza, right? Anyway, welcome to this video I bring to you today. It's a UU match I had a while ago, and very interesting team preview here. He has a lot of threats. Heracross is a giant threat, even though it's outclassed by me and Shao in my opinion. It's still a giant threat. Chandelure's a huge threat. Offensive Shaman's a giant threat. What's that thing called? Needle King? It's a pretty big threat. Weavile's a big threat, and then he has a spinner. So yeah, I'm running a very weird team. People who've watched my videos before will recognize it as the Hold My Pickle Machamp team. Very random team, to be honest. It has Scarf, Adamant, me and Shao, Defensive Arcanine, which is the best type of Arcanine. Sub, Dynamic Punch Machamp, Scarf, Moxie, Heracross, Bex, Raikou, and Specially Defensive Meloetta. Anyway, I'm predicting leads. I really had no idea. I just wanted to get off a Volt Switch on something, and he ends up going with Needle King. I go for an HP Ice. It does not kill, and this allows him to get up one T-Spike. I kill him off. Ladies and gentlemen, this T-Spike is going to be the most important thing in this battle. You will see later. I switch in Defensive Arcanine because it completely screws over Heracross. Like, it actually can't do anything to me, barring a crit. And I know I can just get off a Will-O-Wisp on whatever wants to come in. Turns out to be the Blastoise. I'm going to Morning Sun first, just in case he wanted to go for some more Earthquakes, and because obviously the Blastoise is now in, I don't really want to take a Scald to just trade off a Will-O-Wisp, so instead of Will-O-Wisping, I decided to keep my health up, go out to Raikou, and obviously I can just get off a Volt Switch on the Shaman as it comes in. Now, what better thing to scare off the Shaman than the Heracross? Unfortunately, my team's getting pretty poisoned already. I don't have a poison type to absorb these, so, like, when the thing gets poisoned, it's poisoned, and because it's only one layer, it is wearing me down very quickly, as you can see, across all my Pokemon as well. Crits the Dragon Tail does not really matter, to be honest, because Heracross is going to be used to power through a couple things. I mean, maybe one extra turn of poison damage from that crit, but who cares? I'm just going to go for the U-turn. The nice thing is, if he was Flame Body, he obviously couldn't get the Flame Body because I was already poisoned, but who really runs Flame Body Chandelure? I do. So I'm going to go for the Volt Switch, obviously, because Chandelure just came in, and this thing's immune to Shadow Ball. Hooray! Something I always forget, to be honest. I switched, I didn't expect him to take a Fire Blast, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm immune. So I'm just going to go for the Volt Turn shenanigans, keeping it up as I go back out in the Raikou. And unfortunately, a great way to stop Volt Turn is one layer of Toxic, because it really does rack up very quickly. Obviously, Shaman can come in easily and take a hit, and I'm going to go back out in the Heracross. Nothing really wants to take. Heracross is hit, so I'm just gonna go for the Mega Horn. It hits basically everything on hits everything on his team, as opposed to Close Combat, which is immune to Verb? Definitely not. Anyway, I go out to Arcanine, take the Ice Shard, crit. Don't care, man. I'm an Arcanine. I can just recover that right back off. I'm predicting the Chandelure to come in, so I'm just gonna roar it out, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to deal with you and your Fire type shenanigans, because I'm assuming he's predicting me to Flare Blitz. And now I can just get off a Will-O-Wisp on the Weavile. Unfortunately, I miss, but now I just want to get my health back. So whether he switches out to Chandelure or not is irrelevant, as I just wanted health back. I'm going to switch in Meloetta this time, and he ends up tricking me. He gets some lefties as I get a Choice Scarf. This basically makes my Meloetta fodder, but unfortunately it makes his Chandelure a giant threat. And he's just going to do a decent chunk with Fire Blast, considering I'm specially defensive, and he's lefties, not a boosting item. So I'm going to switch in me and Shao, predicting him to switch out as he goes out into a Weavile. Ice Shard, meh, I can just try to do damage. I honestly thought U-turn would kill because, I mean, I am Adamant and not Jolly Scarf, but it doesn't kill somehow. I go out into Machamp. Bullet Punch was apparently incredibly obvious, and not that I really had anything else I could go for. Ice Punch and Dynamic Punch would not have killed the Chandelure. I don't have Stone Edge, for whatever reason. Meloetta comes in, just dies to a Fire Blast and poison damage, and I'm going to be able to bring in Heracross, and he brings in his own Heracross. Obvious Earthquake, I guess, was pretty obvious, although Heracross resists each other's hits very nicely, other than Bug. No, it actually resists Bug too, I'm lying. Gonna go into the Arcanine. I know I can live any hit from the Heracross. The poison, though, is really starting to rack up. As you can see, it almost makes it a 2-hit KO, which is scary to think about, because Arcanine's supposed to be able to live everything Heracross does, and it can, but when there's poison on the field, apparently it can't. So Chandelure's in. I know I don't want to take a hit because I'm I'm physically defensive, and specially defensively Arcanine is not great. So I'm gonna stack Heracross, not that useful. I'm gonna go for the HP Ice. I'm like, you know what? It's been too long. Shaman I'm sick and tired of you switching in on my volt switches. You're gonna die now. Unfortunately, it comes a little late because Raikou now has 1 hit left and is forced to switch out because the Chandelure came in. I'm locked into HP Ice. And this guy goes for Calm Mind. He was Trick Scarf, Calm Mind, Fire Blast, and like what? The set is Trick, Shadow Ball, Fire Blast, and Calm Mind. I mean, I guess after you trick away your Scarf, you can Calm Mind, but the fact that that worked out for you, kudos to you, because I would never imagine that kind of thing to be working out. Anyway, he manages to get the +1 with Air Cross, but because he got the -1 defense, I can just come in and goodbye. You're dead. I knew he wouldn't switch into Chandelure because he thought he could live one, but I'm adamant, so. Now, I'm going to switch out from Mienshao and into my Machamp, knowing he would probably Calm Mind, knowing I'm locked into High Jump Kick. But I know now that he's going to go for a move, I need to go right back into Mienshao because I feel like if I have any chance of winning, it'll be because of Machamp's priority on Weavile. I'm going to go out in the Raikou, and unfortunately the fact that he got the Calm Mind off means I will not be able to kill him with the T-Bolt, and I'm going to have to rely on some crazy shenanigans hacks here. I'm going to have to freeze him with an Ice Punch, but that doesn't happen, and then I'm going to have to crit him with Bullet Punch, and that's also not going to happen. So I'm not going to be able to quite pull this one out. Poison just completely did my team in. A lot of my key threats just died because they spent too much time in. And that goes to show you that 1 T-Spike can be very effective in a more offensive match, obviously against Stall you'd want to. But anyway, if you enjoyed the narration, feel free to give Zabza a quick like on the video. I'm sure he appreciates it. And come check out my stuff if you enjoyed. I might see you later. Peace, guys.